Welcome back. Hey, thanks for joining us once again, our own little Susu. Remember your responsibility in this whole thing, not just listening and being entertained. Hopefully you're entertained. Your job is to also be part of our Susu, get 50 friends and tell them to tell 50 friends, do all of that good stuff so we can get our numbers where we want them to be. Thank you all for joining us. Email us at podcast@datingwhileadulting.com. Check out datingwhileadulting.com for editorial content, videos, and all of that other good stuff. Don't miss out on all this good stuff. Reginald, we are up against our 6th month doing this. Who knew that it would last more than a couple of days? Well, with
But
that,
thi-
with that, with that being said, say hi, Reginald.
Hi, Reginald.
So we're going to get into this episode, and this episode is going to feature something that is very important to both of us and should be very important to everyone who's listening, everyone who's alive, actually. But strangely, by the way too many of us act, is not as important as it should be. Because what we're talking about today is health.
Oh shit.
Reggie, Reggie, how important is your health to you?
Outside my drinking,
Which contradicts the whole health thing, but okay.
well, I run and lift weights so I can drink more.
Okay. And it's funny that you mentioned that because I meet a lot of women who say that they work out so they can eat more.
Yeah, that was actually the joke I was trying to make.
Okay. I was about to say, according to some of these people that I'll be meeting up with, obviously the
It's
eating
not helping.
is outpacing the working
Exactly.
out. So it's like, okay. Yeah. For these French fries and this Big Mac with the Diet Coke, I'm gonna walk half a mile. Note I said walk, but we'll get into more of that.
But to actually answer your question, health is very important to me. Fitness and health is very important to me. Kind of slacked off because of the whole virus, the Rona. But it's spring again, and the depression of being in the house 24/7 is easing a little bit. Well, I'm just getting numb to it, so it doesn't matter anymore. So I can get my fat ass out there in those streets, as you like to say.
Now, now, I'm not accepting that from women when I hear that all the time because I'm hearing it all the time from women, and I'm not going to accept that from you because I am meeting way too many people who are taking too much pleasure in saying that they've gained 20 pounds of COVID weight when really I don't necessarily believe that to be true. I think your ass was fat before COVID, and now you have an excuse so you can put it on COVID now to make you
so
feel better about yourself.
so hold up. Is this gonna be your Easter episode, Michael?
No, it is not. No, it is not. There is nothing. And for people that hadn't heard, go back and listen to the Easter episode because there is nothing that I can say that can top the Easter episode. And boy, I tell you what, for the things that you heard, boy, you should have heard the things and seen the things that was on the cutting room floor. But we'll just leave that at that.
And trust me, even the things that you did hear and the things on the cutting room floor, they still don't match the intensity. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But getting back to this health thing.
Yeah, just one of those days, Betty. Just one of those days.
But the thing about it is, the reason that I wanted to bring this up is because me and Reggie, we talk about things all day. We talk about work all the time. We talk about working out. We talk about staying fit. We always compare notes about what we're doing and things like that. And part of the reason is because we are not getting younger. And it's something, even though I feel good for my age and Reggie feels good for his age, shoot,
I can still walk a flight of steps.
without getting to the top and breathing hard.
Well, I breathe a little hard now.
Oh, yeah.
On the not going. It's like the 20th flight, and we're doing that whole sprint type of shit. We ain't like swing low type of walking the step.
I thought you meant just walking up your steps at your house.
Oh no.
I just said,
No.
boy, don't be like some of those women. And sorry, I just haven't seen any men do it. So, but I've seen women do it where they actually have to pull themselves up the steps by the rail. Make sure that rail is reinforced.
That old school Batman against going against the building.
Right. The old school Batman with it crawling up the side of the window with the ropes and stuff like that. Yeah. So, yeah. So That's important. It reminds me, I was watching something. Richard Jefferson, who used to play for the Cavs, he played for other teams, including the New Jersey Nets back when they were in New Jersey. But that doesn't matter. He played for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he said something. I watched him on an interview that was really funny to me. He said that back when he was in his 20s, he was invincible, which is the way that many of us felt. He
Mhm.
said that if you took a knife and stabbed him in the stomach, he honestly believed that he would just magically heal.
I like Wolverine.
Right. And that's the way that I used to feel, man. I didn't used to think about health at all. But with that said, Reggie, shoot, we used to always be into something,
Yeah,
which is something that kids don't do now.
no.
Yeah. Yeah. And for the record, everybody, ladies in particular, always make the joke about being 328 pounds. But is it a joke? Okay. We just say it's a joke.
Let me
Oh,
put it this way, because Reggie just can't stay off the railroad tracks. Always got to touch that third rail. Um, I put on Michael, my fat ass. I put on 15, 15 pounds because of COVID. And since I've been locked up in this bitch for since March 17th of 2020. So it's whatever it is right now in the future. So a year plus. I put on 15 pounds, right?
okay.
So that's pushing me at 190. I'm 5'11". You know where I'm going with this.
First of all, you're 6 feet. You're not 5'11", even though you still want to claim to be 5'11". For
I'm
some reason.
shrinking, man. I'm getting old.
Okay.
It's called spine compression. So
Okay. Okay.
5'11", 6 feet
Okay.
at 190.
Okay.
If you're 5'5" and you're over 190, I think you need to walk more than half a mile down the street.
You know, I will say this: when you look at some of these Instagram models who are proportioned a certain way, well, 5'5", 190 is a little extreme, or a
191.
lot extreme.
191. You gotta weigh more than me.
or or somewhat extreme. And it's funny because, like, I make the jokes, or is it a joke, about being 328 pounds. And yeah, part of it is the 328 pounds. I'm not going to front. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it or anything like that. As a man who weighs between 175 and 180, and I'm 5'10" ish.
Ish.
Yeah. 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 I don't think it's unfair
Stop
for
tripping
me.
over your words, buddy. Get it
I
out.
know, right? I don't think and I don't even know why I'm trying to sugarcoat.
I don't know why you try to sugarcoat it. You want me to say it for you?
As much as I defend women,
Yeah, which he does.
which I do
Having an
all the
ass.
time, the fact that I can't have one criticism of a woman without fearing some kind of backlash, because it seems like you can say 9 good things, you can say 10 things about a person, and if 9 of them are positive and one is negative, they'll just cling to that one negative thing. So consider this the one negative thing. Y'all too fucking fat. I'm sorry. But and I
So
understand
hold
that
up,
there are
hold
women.
up before you go too far, because we got to reminisce down memory lane, because we've always been around this weight, right? You remember back when we were younger and we were single and we used to get shunned for being around this weight, and they used to sit there and say, well, I need a man with, bigger than me and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yo, that's going to put me like 240.
What are you talking about getting shunned? I get shunned for it now.
My bad. I'm married, so
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I might have told a story before, but if not, let me just recap it briefly. There was the woman that like spoke to me and said that she didn't like a skinny dude, and I don't think I'm skinny, but she said she didn't like a skinny dude, and she said she preferred somebody with a pot belly as opposed to somebody who was too thin. And I was like, well, I think that disqualifies me. And she started like feeling on my arms and stuff like that, and was like, "You'll do." It's like, to have to even go through that is just some ridiculousness that I just can't wrap my mind around. But for me at this age, it's not just about the 328 pounds. And don't get me wrong, it is about the 328 pounds, but a lot of it is just an indicator of activity. And
well, you're not
that's
into the BWW. Is that called BBW?
BBWs.
Yeah, BBWs. You know
No,
the BBWs.
no, and I'm not knocking the hustle because I know a lot of guys that are.
No, we
Oh,
ain't talking about you. We talking about you. We don't talk about the other guys. We talking about you.
oh, oh yeah. Well, if you talk about me, then you already know the answer to that. Yeah, yeah,
They beautiful,
yeah.
body positive.
It's just weird to be walking next to someone and they are bigger than you in every single way. It's like, and then for that person to talk about they want a man to protect them, and it's
But I was just about to bring that up.
just like, shoot, what you want me to do? I mean, hey,
Hell, I think you can protect me. You 240.
yeah, yeah. And then to that point about what you
We gonna
said,
get canned again. If we didn't get canned from Easter, we definitely get canned now.
and then to that point that you were making about back in the day when women were talking about you're too small. Women tell me that now. As opposed to a woman saying, "Yeah, I need to like do something about this," they'll be like,
You
"Shoot,
need to get
you,
fat.
you need to eat. You need to
You need
eat
to eat.
something."
Exactly. You need
It's
to eat.
like, no, I don't think that of the two options, I don't really think that that's the one that we need to go with. But these are all jokes, or are they?
Are they?
Yeah. But on a serious thing, to me, it's about activity. I am a person that is active. I don't, when I go on vacation, for example, I don't sleep. We went over that before in one of the episodes previously. And if you are big, and even if you are of a certain size, because I remember I went on a date and I talked about this once on one of these episodes where there was a woman, she was small, and we went walking around the park because she didn't feel safe doing anything else during COVID. And we didn't even walk half a mile, and she was winded and she was small. So it's not just about being 328 pounds, it's just about your activity level. And I don't know how you feel comfortable, especially considering how much grief you give to men
Mm,
for not going to the doctor, which men don't do enough of.
true.
Yeah. But how you give men that kind of grief when you're obviously not doing well and you go to the doctor, but you can't walk, not run, but walk half a mile without breathing hard. So that's what it's more about. It's about activity and wanting someone at this age to be able to do active things with you. Because I tell you what, man, when I read these dating profiles, these online profiles, one of the things that women list a lot, not just every now and then, but a lot, and I didn't even know this was a hobby, but apparently it is women will readily
Going
list that one of their things is they
going to
love
Waffle House or
well,
Cheesecake Factory.
just eating in general. It's like they have a love affair with food, that so much so that in a dating profile, you're listing all of these things that you want to use to get you a man, and one of the things you list is eating. I like to eat.
These not Food Network representatives and shit.
No, because
You gotta be.
food network representatives, they can cook.
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah. So they're not even
that's a touchy subject.
yeah. So
You talk about
they're not even talking about like eating. I mean, they're not even talking about cooking. They're just talking about I like to eat. So it's eating or fine dining. I didn't even know fine dining was a thing. I understand going to nice restaurants, but you list one of your hobbies is fine dining. So if I'm
that's
a
when you
guy,
that's when you have the two forks.
yeah, yeah, the little salad fork. So
Fine
my thing,
dining.
my thing is this. If I'm a guy looking at your profile and trying to find somebody that I'm compatible with, and I'm not 328 pounds, what kind of man are you looking for?
Someone that's 325 pounds to make them look small. Well, 321, excuse me. The 321. So, because I asked my girlfriend, friend of mine, that's a girl,
Friend of the
girlfriend,
friend of the
um, told me that they do it. She want a man that's bigger than her to make her look small. And I'm like, that has to be some woman logic. that has to be some woman logic. She's small-ish. So we're talking about someone who, like I said before, you're 191, going to what Michael was saying. You're 191, 5'5". What are you looking for?
yeah. And that's the thing. If you desire to be with a big man as you are a big woman, and that's the other thing, because they won't refer to themselves as big women. There are some BBWs, but to for when I see women that categorize themselves as BBWs, they are definitely BBWs.
BBWs.
Women that when you talk about 5'5", 191, those women oftentimes would consider themselves to be average. And so average according to what standard, I don't know. But the fact that they don't refer to themselves as BBWs, and again, 5'5", 190 can look different ways on different people, but
True.
just on its face, it sounds like it's a little large.
True.
It's a
She
little
she
large.
could she could be a power lifter and be fine as hell,
But
but
the
more than likely, that's
yeah,
what we're talking about.
right. And the problem with a lot of this stuff is that, even if you are a woman that wants somebody that's bigger than you, and like unlike Reggie, I'm not going to take shots at that. You want what you want. So if you want somebody that's bigger than you, get somebody that's bigger than you. But the problem that I'm hearing more and more from these women is that, okay, they want somebody bigger than them, but they don't want somebody with a stomach, because it's called a big. So it's like, if you're big and you want somebody that's bigger than you, 9 times out of 10, he's not going to carry all that weight in his biceps.
Nah, that pretty much, or calves.
Yep. Which means that more times than not, he's going to have a big stomach. And as we all know, as a lot of us knew from back in the day, but women are starting to find out more and more that men with big stomachs, yeah, big stomach does not equate to hard dick.
Like I said, you ain't doing all that time. Get it up, dun dun up. Get ready for no, none of that's happening, baby.
Yeah, because for people that don't know, belly fat
Mhm.
is an indicator of larger
Well,
problems.
yes,
Yep. And one of those problems usually is somebody not being able to get it up.
that little
Like
purple
Reggie was
pill, baby.
saying. Yeah. 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 So and then you can't take pills because shoot, guys, as we just talked about, they don't go to the doctor to get pills.
Nope.
So you just kind of stuck with a bigger man that can quote unquote protect you, but you can't get his dick hard.
For the
So
17 Tigers.
yeah, yeah. So what's he gonna do? So why you knocking my hustle for like saying something about you being 328 pounds? Yeah, shoot. You gotta take that man with that pot belly that you gotta lift up to see his dick, his soft dick. But
But on the real, if we making jokes, but are we?
that's true. I know, right?
No, I ain't talking about that, but are we?
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. That's right. These are jokes, or are they?
The health part of this comes in all seriousness, in the fact that we are getting older, and the more you neglect your health, the more medication you have to be, and those ramifications, financially, health wise, because you don't want to walk more than half a block down the street. Uh, it's going to catch up with you, and you can sit there and do this whole we're body shaming and we don't like women, black women, and blah blah. But let's be realistic here.
See, nobody said black women. See, that's Reggie on his own.
Well, you date black women, right?
Damn it, you got me on that one.
I'm just saying, you know, because trust me, you got some fat white women too, but you ain't dating fat white women. You ain't dating fat black women, but you date black women. So got to stay in the lane here.
Which speaks to my love and devotion toward my sisters.
Yeah, sister, my sisters. But anyway, as we get older, we age. That's what they call getting older, aging. So that needs to be maintained a little bit more efficiently and more actively than you did when you 25, 30, hell, even 35. Hell, women who've had kids understand how long it takes. I think it's the average 7 years for your body to actually get back after each birth.
Yeah. Now, I don't know about that. I know women that seem to snap back a whole lot faster than that.
I mean, hormonal wise, not
Oh,
necessarily fitness wise. Hormonal wise, your body, it takes 7 years after each birth. God knows the fact that we're talking about menopause. We're talking about all kinds of stuff. You're gonna lump in being overweight on top of that stuff. Your body's going to these hormonal changes already, and you're not taking care of yourself. Yeah, that's not a good look going down.
And see, you took that in a different direction. I didn't even think about this as bashing women because I mentioned the whole thing about guys not going to the doctor, guys with big stomachs. I think as we get older, I think we have a responsibility to hold each other accountable. And the difference is when a woman hears this episode, they'll hear the things that I say, but they'll gloss over the things that I said about the big bellies and about men not going to
Yeah,
the
they're gonna think that's what I said. I know you said I know we're not bashing them, but that's
yeah,
what they're going to hear, and we
right.
both know that.
And it's not even about, and we talked about walking a half mile and stuff like that. It goes even deeper than that,
No, I
man.
didn't say half mile. I said half a block.
Doesn't matter. They can't make either. But it goes even deeper than that in the excuses that people make for everything that they have. I hear women talk about, well, high blood pressure, diabetes, hypertension, those things are hereditary. So everybody has those. Every black person has those. No,
No,
your parents had them, yeah, because they ate crap. You have it because you ate crap, and not to say that you can't be predisposed to have those things,
yes,
obviously, but
yes,
to just say that I just have to accept this as part of my life being, and there's
no.
nothing that I can do to
Don't call them
deal
bullshit.
to address this.
Don't call them bullshit.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I worked with a woman. I worked for a woman actually, who was having these health issues, and I think I might have mentioned this before. I don't remember. Who cares? But she was having these health issues, and you know what the doctor told her? I'll tell you
Eat
because
a
I hate when
salad.
people tell me that. Well, that too, but he told her to drink more water.
That's it.
She couldn't drink more water.
That's it.
That's it.
You're kidding.
Couldn't do it. And so then she bought one of those. I don't know if people are familiar with these like gallon jugs, but it like actually marks how much you should drink by
Yeah,
a certain time throughout the day.
yeah.
She got one of those. And at the end of the day, I would walk into her office to check and see what her progress was. And the thing wouldn't even be half empty. And I'd be like, "What are you doing?" She'd be like, "I'm just so busy. I'm just been so busy all day. You too busy to drink water."
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up.
I know, right? Let's both just take a water break real quick.
Okay, continue when you finish. What finish your water break?
But notice we both have our water ready
Yes.
because we care about our health. But that was our whole thing. And she was just like, "I'm so busy. If your job is so demanding that you can't even drink water,
What we just did, we should
yeah,
have timed it.
yeah, yeah, then you need a different job because boy, I
Yes.
tell you what, there is no job that's going to suck the life out of me. And it's not even necessarily about dying, it's about the quality of your
It's
life.
quality of life, dude. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what we're talking about. That's why I brought up the whole hormonal changes and all that stuff because your quality of life automatically goes down unless you're active, trying to maintain a certain level. The shit that we did at 20 ain't gonna work anymore at 50.
right. It,
Trust me. Even for us skinny motherfuckers. Well, I'm a fat fucker now, but it doesn't. We had to put a little bit more effort to maintain the status quo, and if we
right.
want to get even bigger, we had to even put in double effort now. Versus back in the day, we look at a weight back when we were 20, and everything's cool.
Right. And it speaks to all of these excuses. It's funny because I know a woman that listens and she talked about like in the episodes where we shout out other women and stuff like that that are in their 50s who are getting it done and stuff like that. And we give them credit. This woman, she said to me, she was like, that's not realistic, right? And I've heard this from several women before when talking about women. And I was like, why is it not realistic? Well, they have trainers and chefs and all of that stuff. So let me get this straight. You mean to tell me that
Hold up, hold
once
up, hold up. No, no, no. Mike, you have a trainer?
no,
You have a chef?
nope.
Huh. Okay, continue, please.
Okay, because
I just
Michael,
want to make sure. I make sure we come to terms on this.
yeah, and I'm not a Gemini, so I can't say my other side makes my food and trains me. So it's all about me myself. But it just speaks to those misconceptions. And to your point, Reggie, when I mentioned that to her, I was like, well, I don't have those things. You know what her response was?
You're a man.
You're a man.
See, circles goes to square.
Which leads to another misconception that boggles my mind. Women will constantly say, if I eat a potato chip, I'll gain 10 pounds. If you eat a potato chip, you'll lose 5. And to what I always say to that is, how do you even know? Because you don't do shit. It's like when I get done eating the potato chip, I'm at the gym. And speaking to like how much how dedicated you should be, or how I am, or whatever it is, I've converted one of my bedrooms to a full-fledged gym. Reggie has converted his garage to a full-fledged gym. So that's the thing. So for someone to come to me and say, well, you're a guy, so weight just falls off you and you must have a high metabolism, while ignoring the fact that there are thousands of dollars of equipment.
Which, of course, the reason why I gained 15 pounds because I wasn't using the $1,000 of equipment in the garage because it was cold as fuck.
Right. So it's all about just believing the narrative that you want to believe. So it's like
Yes.
you can talk, you can say metabolism, and it's like, dude, you don't see all that money I spent back there? It's like a lot of stuff back there, and you just act like it doesn't even exist because you just want to believe that it's just weight just
You just
magically falls off.
predestined. Yes. And you just predestined to be fat.
Right, right. Because you're old, your metabolism's slowing down,
And you're a woman.
and because any woman that I show you that is healthy or who is small, is because she has personal trainers and she has a chef, because you can't do that because no, I don't know why you can't eat healthy.
It's
I
on a
don't.
Tuesday. It's a Tuesday.
Yeah,
You can't get that because it's Tuesday.
yeah. So it just speaks to a lot of those myths. And speaking of working out, since we're getting into those myths and stuff like that, brings me to another myth, Reggie.
Uh-oh.
Reggie, when like you work out in your garage and stuff like that, and you have your gym in your garage, but you also have a gym membership.
Correct.
When you go to your gym, I'm not going to say all of the women, but the treadmills, who's what gender is occupying most of the treadmills?
That's actually, I know where you're going. This is gonna be one of those times I'm actually gonna be fair to women.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Hold on, no, I'm being fair because I live in DC. You gotta remember that demographics because we have but mostly women.
You know exactly what I mean.
Women.
Yeah, because really what I'm saying is, of those people that are like on the treadmills, if you say that there's a percentage of men and women, the better way to ask that question is, what would you imagine the percentage of the women is on the treadmill versus the men on the treadmill versus doing other things?
Mm.
That's better.
That's a better question.
Yeah. So what percentage would you say women spend in their workouts on the treadmill?
95 to 98%.
Yep. Because women unfortunately have an aversion, women at this
to a word.
this generation. I don't want to talk about women of a younger generation because it seems like, unfortunately for me and Reggie, because we were born too soon apparently. Um, because it seems like younger women have an understanding of the value of actually lifting weights.
Oh, get out of here. You realize they now realize that no matter how much weight they lift, they can't look like us unless they're doing a pump, 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 pump.
That's the other thing. But it's like lifting weights is going to make me bulky, even though it is proven, especially at this age, that we're losing muscle mass like nobody's business.
Like a shedding cat.
Right. And the loss of that muscle mass is going to lead to even more problems as you get older. So you need to keep building muscle just to maintain. Yes. But no, nobody wants to do that. If there's a choice of picking up a weight or walking on a treadmill, they're going to choose a treadmill.
They're going to do the half a mile on the treadmill.
Even on the weight.
or what's that thing? The step machine. So it's a balance. They're doing the treadmill or the step machine.
Well, at least the step machine, at least if you have that set on a high enough resistance, at least you are working your leg muscles. At least you're doing something. just walking on a treadmill just flat at 3 miles an hour.
At 3 miles an hour? I'm giving it insane. Because you can do the treadmill too. You set that shit at 10 and you put that shit at 4.5, you're going to get a workout.
Ain't nobody set that shit at 10.
I'm trying to help them out, man. Damn. For what? I'm trying to repent and atone for my Easter rant.
And it just speaks to all of these misconceptions that exist and stuff like that. Ladies, and I'm speaking to the ladies because
Ladies, single ladies.
the real reason I'm speaking to the ladies, to be honest, is because for the dudes with the pot bellies that can't get their dicks hard, that's just more pussy for me.
Speak on it.
So
was it Mr. Cleanup Man? Was it Mr. Cleanup Man? Was that the song back in the 70s?
I know what you're talking
about. The Cleanup Woman. I'm sorry. you switching roles.
Yeah. So the point I'm making is that, yo, men, do what you want to. Men, don't go to the doctor. Don't go.
Be a fat fucker. Yeah.
Man, that belly is sexy. Man, you should just rub on that mess. So the women who say I'm coming down hard on y'all and I'm not calling out the men, shoot, hey, I'm encouraging the men to eat another pizza. Hey, man, I'm all for it.
Hey, Mike, I got a belly now.
Hey, eat more pizza.
Man, listen, like I said, by June, that should be gone.
Whatever. Now, Reggie, you did say you have been saying that on podcasts. You know, this is like our 6 months. So,
dude, if Marilyn stopped being a schizophrenic, I wouldn't have no problems. 1 minute, we're 7 degrees. I'm out there, I'm jumping rope, I'm doing deadlifts. Then they get back down to 30. I'm like, what the fuck?
Hey.
Now, granted, I understand I moved up here. I know what I signed up for, but damn, I never thought COVID was going to happen.
And that's what I was going to say. You chose to move up in that piece. You should be down here where nothing's closed down ever. We are defiant to the death. Now, the thing about it is we can't go outside. I can't go outside because the pollen will kill me. But beyond that, yeah, we have no problems. So, ladies, that's why I'm being so hard on you all, because, you know, shoot.
What you're saying is bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much. All that stuff you're saying is BS.
So just own your bullshit. Own your bullshit.
And you know, I make the joke, or am I? About the whole weight thing, but shoot, you should want to do the way that you feel from day to day is not normal. That is not because you are getting older. You do not have to be out of breath just from getting up out of a chair. You don't have to be out of breath from walking out of a park, walking through a park. And what's funny,
you don't be out of breath from getting off the sofa, going to get your buns out of the refrigerator.
You know another thing that's funny to me is that I've met more than one woman. I've met several women who pride themselves on saying that I don't sweat. And I'm like, look, you got two issues here. You're not doing anything to sweat, or you're not drinking enough to sweat. But if you don't sweat, that is not something to brag about. That is not good.
I just thought of something very perverse. When the big dude with the big belly actually does get it up and they having sex, it can't be no more than 5 minutes. And not even taking the fact that even if he could last more than 5 minutes, more than likely he's not, because he's out of shape too. But let's just say he did. She can't do anything because she's out of shape. Talking about all that huffing and puffing. They may have to go into a cardiac arrest or some shit.
And that's the thing that's funny about it. I had a conversation with a friend of mine just a few days ago about this very thing.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, shoot, if he does get it up, if you ain't riding, then what's he doing? How long really can he put in work? Can he put in work to the extent that you really need or want him to put in work? I mean, because, you know, I'm not knocking the hustle.
I'm not knocking
the hustle.
Knocking the hustle.
And I'm not patting myself on the back.
But I'm patting myself on the back.
Sure. I can go. I pride myself in being able to go.
Hey, man, I ain't saying a word.
Yeah.
I just got that little rabbit. I still got that little rabbit, though.
Holy, what rabbit you talking about?
The Energizer Buddy.
Oh, I thought you meant like the vibrator rabbit. I'm like, oh shoot.
Oh no, we can't talk about that on the podcast.
We can't talk about a vibrator?
Not the rabbit vibrator. Shoot, you talking about my secrets? Hey man, you gotta remember, Prince still, you know, even I called him a little midget back in the Easter episode. Hey, he's
little
still
person,
my boy.
Not a midget.
He's still my boy.
Little person.
Okay. Maybe a more digital underground when we talk about that stuff. Priest of the industry. My wife's gonna kill me.
You a freak, Money B. You gosh darn right, Shock G. But
Who went into porn?
hey, it was
I'm
a
a
natural
freak.
progression.
Hey man, freak of the industry, baby.
It's a natural progression. Well, the point in all of this, bringing it back to the topic and stuff like that, and while we're having jokes about this is a serious topic, as
It
Reggie said,
is.
and then we started joking again, and now we're serious again until we start joking
Joking
again for about
again.
another couple seconds. In the last 2 minutes that we have, the point I'm making is that as someone who's out here dating and trying to date women my own age, or at least in the age range, because women that are too young, I can't relate to them, and women who are too old, they can't relate to me, and women my age can't relate to me.
But to say you fucked
Frustrating.
all the way around.
Right. So it's just like, yo, it just seems like I meet more and more women who have just given up. I understand that as we get later in life, and it's not like we're on the brink of death, but just
Apparently we are.
I understand that you worked hard all your life and you kind of want to throttle down and stuff like that. But no, not so much that your only hobby that you can list is eating and fine
No, no,
dining.
no. Fine dining
Yeah,
with two
yeah,
forks.
yeah. It's got to be more than that. It's got to be more than that. You have to put on more time. And if I meet a woman, what the next woman that I meet that tells me, yeah, I need to get back in shape, or yeah, I need to get back in the gym, or yeah, I need to get back to it. Yeah, I need to. I'm going to climb up on top of the roof of my house and I'm going to jump off head first because
Oh shit. You
every
know good
woman,
and well. You about to you got your crash helmet?
I know, right? Because every woman that I meet shoulda, woulda, coulda. And it's frustrating as someone who's trying to date and continues to believe that I'm going to find someone in my race and in my age demographic who is active in more ways than just saying that they're active. So that's the reason that I bring
Oh,
that on.
they active.
Yeah, active doing what? Eating out, fine dining.
Fine dining, baby.
And then the last thing I'll say about this, and then I want to call some of your attention. Um, two things. One, we should have learned a lesson from our parents. Our parents didn't know any better. And many people at this age are having to be placed in a position where we have to take care of our parents because of the bad mistakes
Choices.
that they made, bad
Mhm.
choices. Yeah, thank you. Bad choices that they made health wise, and we're paying the consequences of those by having to take care of them. So that's one thing that we should have learned. Like, yo, I don't want to be like mom and dad. So shoot, I need to step it up. But people still just ignore that mess too. And then the last thing I'll say before I get in Reggie's ass about something, um, pause, um, is that people don't really understand the effects that exercise have on mental health. It's like
Mhm.
taking all of these pills and shit and all of this other stuff, and not to say that the pills are wrong, and not to say you're seeing a therapist is wrong. Definitely not saying seeing a therapist is wrong. I'm all for that. But man, people don't understand that there is a direct connection between healthy lifestyle and just your overall mental health. It's like, yeah, man, it's to the
Oh,
point I can. It's to the
oh,
point
no,
I can.
trust me. Like I said, because I'm my little hiatus, my up and down is, I can actually tell the difference. So yeah,
Okay,
true that.
yeah.
But the
So
one thing back in the day where I used to sit there and run 6 miles, and I was in my 40s. I was in my mid to late 40s, run 6 miles and then go straight to the gym for 2 hours. I don't think I still have that type of stamina, but at the same time, and actually, I don't think I want that type of stamina anymore. I was just batshit crazy. But understanding my father celebrated his 75th birthday on April 1st. He said that he wants to make sure that he sees his two grandbabies graduate from college, not high school, 7 and 8. So I let y'all do the math. He has it in his head. He's going to do that. He's 75.
you need to come down here soon so we can go see him.
Yeah.
But
So I already told him, I said, I'm going to outlive you. So if that's his goal, God knows what my goal is now.
sounds like a plan, and not just outlive, not just live to a certain age, but live a
If
certain age that where you can actually
do
live.
something. Yes, do something.
Yeah, not
Quality
just
of life, as Michael said.
right, not just be alive, but to be living.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm off my soapbox. Sorry to anyone that I offended if I offended you for being fat. Um,
I'm not.
and again, to the men, keep doing what you're doing.
That's right. Kick that fat belly.
Yeah.
One day I'm not gonna be married because I'm gonna throw it down the steps because I'm a mean fucker, and
I,
therefore I need to go get these women's. Go get these women's. Yes.
I thought you were going. Speaking of which, in these last 5 minutes, I need to bring something to your attention and to the people's attentions, Reginald.
Yes, you're gonna get my ass about something.
Yes, I am,
Okay.
because me and Reggie had a conversation, and for people that are Prince fans and fans of the Prince universe, you'll know what I'm talking about. I asked Reggie a simple question a while ago.
Oh God.
I asked Reggie of the Time albums, the Time and What Time
What
Is
time is it? Yes.
which one of those two was the best Time album? Ignoring the other albums consciously. Reggie's response was neither. The best Time album was Pandemonium. Reggie, explain that bullshit to me, because you're about to get kicked out of the Prince universe by anyone who really matters.
Because the first two Time albums didn't have the Time members actually play on it. Prince did. Only person that actually played on the two Time albums outside of Morris Day was Prince.
They were Time albums. It says
Yeah,
Time
it was
on the
yes,
album.
but the time did not record the albums. Prince did with Morris. That's it. So that officially, it's like that whole Milli Vanilli shit. They did the tours. Don't get me wrong, they did the tours, and which of course Prince got his ass whooped on the tours because the time actually threw down. But as for the albums, they're not Time albums because the Time did not record. The members of the Time did not record the album outside of Morris.
That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. It's true, but it's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Reggie, let me ask you this question now that we are recording and we have it on tape for the rest of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Of those three albums, which one did you enjoy the best? And
Okay,
if you say
that's a better
Pandemonium
question.
again, I'm gonna drive up to DC right now.
Okay, hold on. What time is it?
Because on Pandemonium, the only songs that I really enjoyed were Pandemonium. I like when he's talking about draws, they burning. Like that.
Jerk Out.
And Jerk Out, obviously.
You didn't like Data Bank?
Oh, Databank was my joint. Yeah, I forgot.
See, and what?
Databank was my favorite one of them all.
There's one. There was one more on there.
Dreamland, sexy socialites, Yount.
I do like Sexy Socialites.
Yeah. Donald Trump, the black version, which is
yeah, that's funny now.
Yeah. Cooking Class, which was a sketch.
Sketch.
It's Your World. I don't even remember that.
That's it sucks.
Forget the sketches. Pandemonium, Jerk Out, Blondie. Don't remember that one.
Oh, yeah, Blondie. That's the rock version.
Yeah. Chocolate.
I like that. You didn't like Chocolate? Well, Chocolate is actually a Prince song. Because I heard that before. So
sometimes I Get Lonely was decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? But now, out of the three, which one I enjoyed the best? Yeah, it has to be What Time Is It?
Huh. I don't know if it's that clear cut to me.
Shit, dude. Just for one song.
Gigolos Get Lonely too?
Nope. Well, that's it. Okay. That's a close runner up. That's a close runner up. My theme song, Gigolos Get Lonely too. What was that one?
7779311.
Oh yes. That damn drum. That drumish. Oh.
You might be right. Wild and Loose.
Wild and Loose.
One Day I'm Gonna Be Somebody. I even enjoyed that. Gigolos Get Lonely too. 777.
Mm-hmm.
The Walk.
The Walk. Come on.
And
go on walk, Terry.
I don't want to leave you was the most underrated song on that album.
You better preach.
Let Me Try to Love You. I know I could.
Okay.
One Night to Hold You just ain't no good. That out. Okay, you might have a point. But let me just take a look at these at the Time album. Get It Up. What You Gonna Do After High
School? Okay.
Girl.
Still underrated. Still underrated.
Very much so. Cool.
Cool.
The Stick.
You can work a stick in my ride, baby.
Right. And Oh Baby. Yeah.
Remember Old Baby?
I think that was about. I don't remember that either. Huh. What time is it? Hands down.
Hands down.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that because, man, whew, I've been waiting for over a month to call you out on this.
Oh no! And like I said, it's so funny because I'm a big YouTuber since I don't watch TV, but definitely going to movies since Uptown Saturday Night. What's the guy from Hank Hill? I can't remember his name, his real name, Mike Judd. He does this narration called The Tour Bus, Tales from the Tour Bus.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
And they did Morris Day in the Time.
Yeah.
Because it was part of the Funk collection. That shit was hilarious. And you found out how dirty actually Prince really was. Prince was a dirty motherfucker.
Yeah, and actually I saw that in the rap and as we're wrapping up, basically the gist of it is that show that Reggie's referring to, it was actually on Showtime, I believe. And kind of transition to other things. It's like a cartoon rendition of stories behind the scenes that artists would tell that would be entertaining to true fans. And they had one on the Time and Prince and talked about how bitchy Prince was.
He was a bitch.
Yeah.
that Gemini came out for real.
Yeah, even though I hate calling men bitches. All right, folks, we're done here. Reggie, as always, it's been a pleasure. And yeah, and to anyone I offended, I apologize again for your being offended.
Go eat a fucking salad and walk more than half a mile.
Say goodbye, Reggie.
Goodbye, Reggie.
Okay, we're clear. That actually wasn't bad.
Man, like I said, between the Easter and this one, yeah, they're coming after my ass. Cancel culture, baby. Cancel culture. That motherfucker Reggie, you need to kill him. I'm gonna get him this job. He's gonna lose everything.
Shoot, I had more to say on that one than you did.
It fits you more, sort of.
Yo, shoot, definitely does, man. I tell you what. Ooh, and it just speaks to, and it's a shame because I think I referred to this before, but if I didn't, let me just briefly talk about it again. I watched a show called Married at First Sight, and they were here in Atlanta a few years ago, and they remarked on the show how strange it was that Black men that were being interviewed from the show, they were requesting that they not be matched up with Black women, which was sad on one hand and embarrassing on the other hand. It is white people like wondering, well, why don't the Black men want to be with Black women? And that's what it came down to. It came down to two things: shitty attitudes and weight out of shape issues.
Actually, it's funny because we talked about this online. Shabazz Ali, she was a firebrand back in the 90s, pretty much calling Black women off on their shit. And she just did an interview a week ago on YouTube, talking about the same issue that Black women have really lost their damn mind. The fact that you guys, you don't cook healthy, you don't cook at all, and then you are, and this is all words, you're fat. So why would anyone want you? And like I said, these are her words. You can go on YouTube and you can look at it. And she said, so, she understands why some men go to other ethnicities because Black women, quote unquote, her words, ain't doing right.
Yeah. Which is something that I feel like people that might criticize me, they can only criticize me so much because the thing about it is, despite the things that I say, like I always say is, I'm out here dating sisters. I'm actually giving them a shot. I actually love sisters. Um, some flaws. I was about to say flaws and all, but no, not flaws and all. But despite things, because I feel like we relate, and despite having many people, Black and white, I've had Black women tell me that I should date outside my race, which is interesting in and of itself. But still, I stick with it. And if the fact that I'm still here trying to find what I'm looking for, I think it gives me a little bit of something, a little bit of cachet to be a little bit critical over something that's so blatantly obvious. I remember I was at a concert, and it was one of those outdoor festival things, and I was with a couple friends of mine, and I was talking to one of the women friends that I was with, and and she was like, yo, basically lecturing me about being single and stuff like that. And I was like, shoot, man, these chicks at this age, they big. And I can't do that. Shoot, I actually like to get out and do stuff. And she was like, that's not true. That's not true. So I was like, and it's funny how women don't see it because I guess they're not looking at women, but it's weird because I notice men with big bellies. So it's like, how do you not see that everybody around? But I said, all right, check this out, Chief. Look around this audience in this thing and tell me how many small frame women you can find. Matter of fact,
No, even medium frame.
just tell me how many, right. And I said, matter of fact, just tell me how many non-fat women you see. She looked around, looked around, looked around. She might have said, she's one-ish.
Wow.
And then she was like, okay, I see what you're saying. But and it's funny, I've talked to several women who are like, just when I mention this, they think I'm crazy. It's like, hold up a second. Look at your friends. Are they all thin? And then it'd be like, well, no, not that one. Well, no, not that one. No, not like
What the fuck are we talking about?
this? And this is the conversation I've had with quite a few women that I meet. And it's like, how are you not noticing this? You can't say because you don't date them that you don't see what's right in front of your face. It's like, this is just weird to me that you don't notice it, especially as much as y'all like to take pictures. How do you not notice that it's like it's like 1,000 pounds in this picture with 5 women in it?
Hey, Mike, what I say? I don't date men, but I know when they're fat.
Right. Right. I know when I'm around a group of the fellas, and I notice when all these mother blankets are struggling to breathe. I notice this. But hey, who am I? Who am I? Yep.
Raging Against the Machine, buddy.
Yeah. And yeah, and so people would get mad and stuff like that. Be mad. Take that, let that anger motivate your fat ass. That was just me joking. Am I? Well, yeah.
Well, I would say one thing. Because you've seen it. You seen it in person. Now, I don't know what those streets look like now since most of it's been shut down for a year, off and on. But DC have a different brand of Black woman where you can find some fine ones still in our age group. Now, they also cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on the other aspects of it. But you still have some, that's holding it down. Now, Atlanta, when I came down there, the last time I came to them, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, Jesus, are you kidding me? Are they giving the free buffet and shit? The fuck?
Well, maybe it is a regional thing because I hear women, I don't hear men say it as much, but I hear women all the time talk about how men are different according to different areas. Like I think Pamela, our woman, one of our Ask Women, she talked about the difference in Chicago guys and versus Atlanta guys.
That's if you don't get shot.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like maybe that whole thing is regional too. And I remember one time when me and a friend of mine came up there and we came to visit you because he was dropping his daughter off at college. And we took her to Howard, we hung out with her, dropped her off, and then we went to lunch. And we were sitting in this restaurant and we were just like amazed. Every sister in there was fine, and it was full of sisters. And we were just like, this is not real.
Bizarro world.
Yeah, it was like this is like some 1970s stuff, except in the 70s, like they didn't have
Whew,
breastises.
got that right. But I didn't
Yeah,
like the presidents, but boy, them 70, woo, those 70 chicks. Oh
yeah,
man, let's go
yeah.
back to the day.
Yeah,
Mm,
chicks used to be dancing on Soul Train.
pretty much.
Yeah. So it's kind of one of those things, kind of like in the old school days, like when people used to listen to hip hop, and women used to be like, they say bitch too much, and the rappers would be like, well, if you're not a bitch, then you shouldn't be offended to that. And then I actually heard women start saying that. Well, you're not talking about me. So apply that same philosophy to this. So if you're not that woman, then hey, you shouldn't take offense to it.
Whatever, man. Stop eating fucking hamburgers and bonbons and pick up a damn weight for real. I mean,
Hey.
because I'm tired of that whole, well, I'm healthy for my size. No, you're not. Stop lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Just like me saying, well, Michael, I'm not a raging drunk and I drink 2 bottles of wine a night. No, Michael, you're wrong. I'm very functional, Michael. I'm not a drunk.
Yeah. I have high cholesterol and diabetes, but I'm healthy for my
I'm
size.
healthy. I'm
Like,
healthy for my size.
yeah, yeah. But if it doesn't apply to you, then it shouldn't bother you.
Shouldn't bother you.
Like when I think it was Nicole, one of our other women from the Ask Women segments, who talked about the big bellies, and she talked about the reasoning being that they couldn't get their dicks hard and stuff like that. I didn't take offense to that. So
Because trust me.
so if you're not that woman, don't take
Hey,
offense to it.
hey, Michael, I have a little belly and still the wind blows.
Yeah,
Feel like a 50-year-old. Okay, let's go. Let's let it
yeah.
rock.
I tell you what, shoot, the wind needs to start blowing a little bit less. But that's neither here nor there. Dating While Adulting, the podcast. Thank you all for stopping by and staying for the after hours. And
Walk more than half a block.
drink some water. Let's start right there. Go for a walk and drink some water.
Small baby steps.
Do that.
Baby
And go to your profile and find some more fucking hobbies besides eating.
Fine dining.
Eat, and forget fine dining, because that might mean you want to go to a nice restaurant every now and then. I added that in because I think it's ridiculous too. But hey, if that's your thing, if you like exploring fine restaurants, I like eating at nice restaurants. I just don't think of it as something as so important that I get to list it.
Put in a profile for real.
But to just say I like to eat, that is one of the things I like to do. That makes no sense to me.
So Michael, so technically to cut your wisdom a little bit, because I'm sitting on this fine dining. So when I threw my wife down the steps and collect the insurance money, I can put with my dating profile like to drink.
You
Right?
might as well.
I like to drink in expensive bars.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah, I like to stay at expensive hotels. It's like, what does that have to do? I like to eat. Forget fine dining. I like to eat. That's what I enjoy doing, just so you know. Okay.
I like to eat too.
Let's go eat. Like, what you want to do? I want to go eat.
Oh, go eat. Damn.
We
I
can,
thought eating was a necessity. I know.
we can go for a walk. We can go work out together. We can go travel somewhere.
Nope.
They
We're
got-
going to eat. We're going to
Ah,
eat.
we can travel somewhere. They got food there?
You got food? Okay. Michael, they got food? We're
I
going to eat.
can't, man. I can't. All right, man. Thanks for staying for the after show, the extra, as I call it. Say goodbye, Reggie.
Goodbye, Reggie.